Welcome to Unfiltered Hummingbird. I am your host, Camellia. Hey, we're going to unpack some questions, interview some guests, have a little fun together. Come on, let's get to it. Hey, so have you ever, anybody who have grandkids or toddlers, one Sunday afternoon, I was walking with my beautiful grandbaby. She's 8 months old in a stroller, and it was a beautiful sunny day. And she had her legs just kicked up on the little tray of the stroller. She was smiling, had her fingers in her mouth. It was so beautiful. Okay, my grandbaby had no care in the world. She wasn't worried about where she was going or how she was going to get there. She was laid back, completely confident that her sugar, me, was going to take care of her. Isn't that amazing? The childlike faith that our kids and our grandchildren have. So I bring that up because I thought about a scripture that I grew up hearing most of my childhood life is Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me to lie down in green pastures, and he leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. And I'm going to stop there. That's not all of them. But that reminded me of how my grandbaby was in that stroller. She was completely confident that her sugar was guiding her and was not going to let anything happen to her. I was her shepherd, right? Like the Lord is my shepherd. So beautiful, right? She was completely content and relaxed and comfortable in knowing that doesn't matter whatever happens, I know my sugar is going to take care of me. Well, I want to tell you that story because sometimes our dreams seem so big and so out there that they we can't reach them, and we're nervous and fearful about, wow, am I ever going to get this done? So I asked you, where did you put your dream? Where did you place it? Is it on the shelf? Is it dependent on your spouse? Is it dependent on your friend? Is it dependent on your job? Where did you sit your dream down? I want to encourage you to pick it back up because your dreams matter. And you still have time to make those dreams come true. It will require some action from you, though, okay? You're going to have to do a little bit of work. And the first thing is to get it up off the shelf. Get the dream up off the shelf, because let's face it, you might have put it down because it it wasn't panning out. Things didn't line up right. So I want to encourage you that the path is not always straight. Our choices do affect the trajectory of our lives. The choices that we make do impact us. Our choices not only impact us, but they impact our children and our children's children if we're not wise and not careful about how we choose. Wise and careful, not fearful, not fearful that you don't choose. Because, hey, you're going to have to make a choice and you might fail, and that's okay. Failing is okay. You can't keep failing. There's going to be so many times that you fail that that one time is going to be when it's success. And that's what you have to thrive for, right? You have to. So I want to encourage you, pick that dream back up off the shelf. That's your first action. Yep. And then I want to encourage you that I want to share something with you that it's not a cost of what is spent, but the measurement of the impact of what we receive from what we spent. Let me repeat that. It's not a cost of what is spent, but the measurement of the impact of what we receive by what we spent. right? So this is your purpose. Your purpose will cost you something. It will. It's going to cost you your discipline. It's going to cost you money. It's going to cost you time. It's going to be a sacrifice. And that's okay. It's supposed to. It's not always going to be easy, but it will be rewarding when you're disciplined and consistent and you do not procrastinate. So, how are you going to do it? Let me give you some tips. Bold moves bring results. Bold moves bring result. Think out of the box and not only think, do it. Tie an action to that thought. The positive thought, the positive thought that lines up with your purpose, that lines up with your dream. It's qualified, okay? Now, there was an example of in a situation where you don't have a choice, where your choice is taken away from you. Um, one one that just recently happened. Me and my husband went to Ocean Prime, and I had ordered some champagne. I said, "You just give me a glass of champagne." Now, a good a good waiter will say, "Okay, here's our champagne list. Which one would you like?" This waiter, he chose for me. Now, he made a very good choice, but he didn't give me the choice to choose myself based on the price. Because, of course, what did he do? He chose the most expensive champagne in that restaurant. Now, that was a good glass of champagne. Now, I didn't ask how much it cost, but when my husband got that bill, he was like, "Babe, do you realize how much this glass of champagne costs?" I was like, "No." I said, "And you come to think about it, he didn't even ask me what I wanted. He took that choice from me." So, in that example, when someone takes a choice from you because you don't make the choice yourself, because I could have easily, now I'm going to take a little bit of responsibility from this, because I could have easily said, "Oh, just let me see the list," and I make my own selection. But I said, "Just give me a glass of champagne." He did propose that, there was a champagne list, but I chose not to look at the list. I said, "Just give me, a glass." And I don't even remember him saying what it was. So either way it go, I felt like the choice was taken from me. So when the choice is taken from you, you have to take a stand for yourself. This is where you just develop that self love or recognize that you are worth the choice. You are worth your choice. So be bold about making a choice. So, guaranteed, I definitely learned my lesson. Me and my husband learned a lesson from that. So, from now on, I mean, I'm telling you exactly what I want. I'm being more assertive about my choices. And my suggestion is for you to do the same thing. Because if you don't choose, someone will choose for you. Now, you might not always like the choice that they have selected for you. So take it upon yourself and make your own choice and make it a bold choice. Another thing, bold moves tell a story, just like the one I just shared. I always think about that expensive glass of champagne when I think about bold moves. Because don't you think that was kind of bold of this waiter just to take it upon himself to give me the most expensive, delicious champagne? And it was. So, I mean, it was a good choice. Now, I probably would have wanted to pay something else at that time, but hey, it's a lesson learned. Now I make my own choices on what I want to order and what I want to drink. So, bold move tells a story. Bold moves also crosses boundaries. It crosses boundaries. To be bold, you're going to have to, one, recognize that there's a boundary, recognize that there's a limitation, and then be bold about placing boundaries where you need to. Did you get that? When you're bold, you're going to make your stake and make your boundaries known. And you, with those making your boundaries known, you are now being able to make your own choices, being responsible for your own choices. Okay. Bold moves also show you the tenacity that you can get this done. Sometimes after you've made a choice, sometimes you think back or you look back, you're like, oh, yeah, I did that. That was good for me. And you should. This is where you're worth it. You're worth your choice. Um, Boldness does come with fear. Sometimes you could be so bold and so assertive that it kind of scares you. And to get that, most times it's where you've just had enough. You've had enough of this same old life, this same old consistent thing that you don't do. You're tired of not living your dream, that you just make a choice, a bold choice that I don't care if it scares me, I'm going to do it. And I'm going to keep doing it. And the more you keep doing it, the fear goes away. The quickest way out of fear is action. Say it with me. The quickest way out of fear is action. All right. So make a bold move today. Recap. One, you got to pick that dream up off the shelf or wherever you placed it. Then you're going to have to make bold choices because bold choices bring results. Bold moves, bold, bold moves tell a story, and bold moves show your tenacity and your relentlessness that I am going to get this dream to pass in my life and be comfortable with just that fact. You have to be comfortable and be content to say that that dream is going to happen. I'm going to get that, or I'm going to do that, or I'm going to be that. Keep telling yourself these bold affirmations about who you are because you are. You can do whatever you choose to do, and you will do whatever you want to do. So, your call to action is to be bold. Make bold choices today. What are you procrastinating on? What is it? If you need help with procrastination, I have a coaching program that I'm offering. Reach out and let me know, and I can help you. We could take this journey and we can get past that procrastination. That is definitely my niche area where I could get you past that procrastination and make those bold choices. So, what is it? Are you ready to make that decision today? I hope you are, because that is what it's going to take to get you unstuck. How do you get unstuck? Making bold moves and stop procrastinating. Make a move today. All right, that's all we have for today. Join me next time on Unfiltered Hummingbird. I am your host, Camellia. Until then, have a blessed day.